If you eat any meat, what animal will it become? What kind of animal will you become? There is a curse in our village. Who eats too much meat from a certain animal, it will gradually become that animal. Before all the villagers knew the curse, slowly become different animals. Only one is vegetarian. Men who are considered freaks do not mutate. But the villagers don't like to be vegetarian. So they went after human flesh. No more meat. We need to eat some vegetables. Mom sighs as she puts beef in her mouth. I don't like to eat only meat. But there is never only meat on the table at home. Dad likes to eat pork. Mom likes beef. My brother likes to eat fish. Sitting in front of me, nah. It's the father of the pig's trotters, and the mother who grows horns and tails, and my brother who turned his entire upper body into a fish head. That stuff tastes horrible. I can't pick up my father's chopsticks anymore. I had to bury my whole head in a bowl like a pig. The whole face is oily. It looks disgusting and creepy, and my brother was speechless after listening to his mother's words. I can only stomp my feet in protest. I'm the only one who doesn't mutate. It doesn't make sense. I don't like eating meat. The whole family does. Before, they didn't care if I ate meat or not. But ever since they discovered, the only one in the whole village because they never eat meat, locked up freak who is only vegetarian. I didn't mutate after eating with the meat and vegetable. They wouldn't let me go out again. You see, they were also afraid that I would be discovered by other people in the village. Then lock up. Oh, right. Dad suddenly remembered something, raised his face covered in meat crumbs. That freak died yesterday. Eaten by Erhui. And guess what? When Yan's mother put down her chopsticks, my brother no longer stomps his feet like crazy. Even I held my breath and listened to my father. Then that Erhu has really changed back to its original form. The painting fell and my heart began to beat wildly. Mom and Dad and my brother started forcing me to eat only meat, no more vegetables. Because someone in the village found out that I didn't mutate, they successfully turned back behind people after Erhuji cannibalized human flesh. Stare at my flesh. I started eating meat every day with nausea, until my limbs became rabbit legs. Rabbit ears grew on the head. My parents didn't continue to force me to eat meat. But I'm no longer allowed to be a vegetarian. After I mutated, I specially followed my parents around the village. The villagers who want to eat my flesh and turn back into human beings. I took a break for a while. I just breathed a sigh of relief, but found that the villagers still did not give up looking for human meat. They started spreading it online. There are amazing animals in our village. In order to attract tourists to visit, then secretly lead it to the mountains and fields to eat it. I saw it with my own eyes. Several people were killed by pigs and sheep. Cows are eaten alive in the fields. For a while, the fields in the village turned blood red. I was too shaky to go out again, afraid to see the blood flowing from the field into the stream, and the blurry flesh in the grass by the trail. This human flesh really works. And Huji's whole family has changed back. Dad exclaimed while eating pork. It also looks very exciting. Mom hesitated, shaking his head again. It looks a bit chilly. Can't be scary. I buried my head in the white rice. Did not look up. Only the pair of long snow-white rudders above the head. Couldn't stop shaking. There was a clanging sound from the water tank by the dining table. It's my brother. And his legs have also turned into fish bodies. Now there is only one pair of feet up and down the body. It hasn't completely turned into a fish tail. But he has to live in the water now. Mom put down the chopsticks, stand up and pour the fish into the water tank. And bloody fresh fish just entered the water. It was swallowed by my brother. Mom looked at her brother, who was eating worriedly. Dad also looked up at his brother. He looked at them, and I realized in horror, they are also going to find human flesh to turn their brother back. Our village is on fire. Online, many people have posted photos of visiting our village. Keep promoting our village. Of course, these are not true. Feedback from tourists. No one has yet made it out of our village alive. These feedback and evaluations, they are all villagers who have eaten human flesh and turned back into human bodies. Comments sent by disguised tourists. Because of the explosion, more and more people are visiting our village. Also because too many people came. Those villagers who had not yet changed back into human bodies were pulled out. as a viewing for tourists. This is also for convenience. Those who haven't been able to change back, lure people away and eat them. Today is a tour group. Up and down add up to a total of 27 people. I recently ate vegetables secretly. The limbs have returned to normal human hands and feet. Only the ears on the head and the tail behind it are left. You can tell with your clothes on and your hat on. So I was recruited to volunteer there, to entertain tourists. It's actually helping lure people to places where other villagers eat human flesh. In front of you is the bus of the tour group. I stood at the entrance of the village with the other villagers, who had turned back into humans. Greet them, 27 people. Everybody got out of the car with meat in their hands. There is fish and chicken. We also have pork and mutton. At a glance, there is meat from all kinds of animals. This is the rule for entering a village set by a village. Every tourist who enters the village, you must bring your own meat as a village admission ticket. This rule is mainly because the villagers have been eating meat for a long time. They can't keep up with the speed at which the villagers eat meat. Let tourists bring their own meat. It solved the problem of villagers eating meat. Solved the problem of villagers turning back into people. Ji-Che went to help carry the meat. It seems to have seen through my fear. Uncle who pushed me behind me. He subconsciously looked back. Just met Uncle whose gloomy eyes. And the villagers next to them. They also hate me for eating meat mutants. I didn't get them to eat my meat and come back. They're also warning me not to spoil their business. After all, I'm the exception to that weird uncle. Second freak. I was taken aback by the look in their eyes. Hurry up and help lift the meat. It just so happened that the last person in the car got off. It's a guy. Tall and thin, wearing a bulging backpack. He brought a fish. It's big and heavy. I can't lift both hands. Fell to the ground. A chuckle came from above. Then the boy bent down. Help me lift the fish together. I looked up in a panic. I saw my father lying on the ground not far away. Came over with pig's trousers. Jade is eyeing this boy. He wants the boy's meat. Change your brother back. Let me bring it up for you. Don't wait for my reaction. The boy mentioned fish, mentioning Uncle Hu to himself. Hu smiled brightly. I'm busy greeting 27 people to line up and get ready to enter the village. Buses are not allowed into the village. After everyone was lined up, they drove away. Jade stopped by my side. Now, here's the sign of our village on the internet. One of the amazing animals, ginseng pig head. The guy with the meat. We'll take it back to you. Did you hear me? Hearing this, I set my sights on the boy at the bottom of the line, hidden in the long sleeves. The hands are clenched involuntarily. It was the boy who stuffed it when he bent down to lift the fish just now. My dad didn't respond to me for a long time. In the palm of my hand is a handful of fresh vegetables. Hit me with a pig's head. I just came back to my senses. JD replied and got it. I was arranged by Husi. Take these 27 people on a tour of the village. I was accompanied by another person who had just eaten a whole person. Uncle who just regained his human form yesterday. I know this because I was also a vegetarian before. Visit from time to time. That weird vegetarian guy made them a little wary of me. The vegetables that held me in the palm of my hand, it's already pickling. I was going to find the backpack guy, but because this uncle did not act rashly, but I couldn't help but look. From time to time, he swept towards the end of the line. Look, these are also the animals of our fantastic animal village. Past the field, accompanying villager uncle, pointing to other villagers pacing slowly in a dry field. Wow, so amazing human fishy body. And that pig had ginseng. Isn't it just me who finds it a little scary? Is this true or false? Is there really such a strange animal? It can't be someone pretending, can it? The tourist eyes are all on the villagers in the field. We started talking. The uncle of the villagers who accompanied him heard the question. He smiled and looked at the man who questioned. You can touch it. You know if it's true or false. That man is also brave. I'm not afraid to see these strange animals. Walk towards the field. Grab one with only 4 limbs left. Cowhead and cow body villagers with human hands and human feet. As soon as the man stepped forward, I saw the golden eyes of the villagers in the fields. It's creepy, weird, extroverted. It gets weirder and creepier for a while. The man raised his hand and patted the horn. Another Petunia. Still don't seem to believe it. And goes around behind the villager who has turned into a cow. and tugged at the ox tail. Bah! Now he finally believes it. When he turned around and came back, his expression was a little excited, more excited than him. It's the villager he just touched. The villager looked at the man's back, eyes with anger and longing, and then it's like I can't help it. Come and bite the man. He trotted forward to patience. The uncle who accompanied him looked calm. I also suddenly stiffened all over. But the villagers also enjoyed it first. Just bow your head and lick the field. That land is nourished by human blood, the smell of human flesh. Uncle continued to walk to other fields with the villagers. I subconsciously went to the end of the line. Again, I didn't see the backpack boy this time, and I was shocked. The hand holding the vegetables tightened unconsciously, and I thought about it. A few steps forward, stand next to the villager uncle who is traveling with you. Someone is missing. The uncle was also surprised. He quickly glanced at the team. After counting, there is really one person missing. Only 26 people left. He saw him frown. Hurry up and recommend myself to look for it. I saw him just now. It should be nearby. The villager uncle looked at the Sioux family. Don't worry, I'm bringing 26 people along. And he kind of nodded. Agreed. I'll go find the backpack guy. I went back to the field just now. Dad showed me back. Some doubts. Come to me. Hit me with a pig's head. What's the matter? The person you want is gone. The uncle asked me to find it. Listen to me. Dad doesn't stand in front of me anymore. Hit me twice with a pig's head. Urged. Then you go quickly. It's up to you whether your brother can change back. He didn't answer that. Just keep turning your head, trying to capture the tall figure with a backpack, but in a withered yellow. I couldn't find that figure. I saw that the prisoner was only a vegetarian. Man's house. Sure, I thought about it. Out of the field.